Hi everyone, hello Leute, hello Wanderer. So today I'm hiking again outdoors here in the local woods near Chemnitz. It's Saxony, Germany, and I will try to entertain you today while I'm hiking with a very interesting topic for me, but also I think for you as well. This is a topic how to travel in Europe, and what is the connection between freedom per se and how you can travel. So to speak, freedom to travel or freedom to move in the whole European Union. And I guess this is a topic I was thinking about for a long time, and I will share with you some thoughts of mine about it as a traveler, as a nomad, digital nomad, as a freelancer, as a journalist, and as a scientist. So stay tuned to my channel. Let's go. Hi again. So the freedom of travel or freedom to move in the whole European Union, it's declared by the most ultimate law in the whole EU that every citizen has such a right to move freely and to enjoy traveling and so forth. And majority of people understand this rule, this kind of basic rule for European Union, as you have a right to move freely between countries, crossing borders. So there are no borders anymore in the whole EU, and therefore it's kind of your right to move and to travel as you wish. But I think it's too narrow kind of understanding of this right, this basic ultimate right of all people living in EU, because it just has a kind of declarative meaning. Oh, you have a right. But the next question which arises after you declare that you have a right is that, are you capable of realizing this right? Are all people in EU are capable to travel freely and to move from one country to another country? It's a big question for me, and I instantly kind of recall a scene in a movie Matrix 1, where Agent Smith asked Neo, who was in detention, that why you need to make a call if you are not capable of speaking, because his mouth was like getting no mouth at all in that movie. And here the same principle, the same question arises. Why you need to have this right to move freely in EU if you are not capable of doing so by many reasons? And one of the basic and most profound reasons for this, that Europe become for the last few years, I think it's like started from pandemic and so forth. Europe become too expensive to travel, and it become too expensive to travel even for the middle class. So I've heard a lot and I read a lot about people who think they are middle class. They say, we have to now collect money, for our vacation once in a year, for a few years ahead, because it become too expensive to go somewhere, like in Italy or Spain. And this opinion is not only from middle class, but people who, let's say, not very poor, but kind of the low level of middle class. Yeah. So on transition of middle class to the bottom level in terms of income in Germany. They long time ago they call it like we are trapped. We cannot move because we have no enough money to travel. We have no enough money to travel even in Germany, and this is why one of the reasons why this German ticket was actually implemented in Germany, where you have a national ticket which allows you for €50 to travel across whole Germany by using local trains. And to some extent it really helped. Millions of people kind of could get this freedom back, for this little money. But it's not to the whole extent. It's just within Germany, and not so many people can travel really long distance in local trains where you have to change all the time. You make a lot of changes, and it takes a lot of time to cross Germany from one side to another side with these local trains. And therefore it's not fully implemented. It's like a semi-solution, but at least some solution to people whose income is in a low niche, in Germany. At least now they can travel to their beloved ones, to their families, and so forth. And for me as a traveler, I travel a lot in Germany and also outside. I really can confirm that Europe become a place for rich people, unfortunately. And each year less and less niches, still available for people who are not earning that much, who are below of middle class, or who are at the transition of this bottom layer to the middle class, and it really bothers me. I'm thinking, as a scientist, for many years I trained my brain kind of to predict things to happen, to calculate, to analyze data and calculate the transitions, trends, what will be further, what future will be for us, for all of us who live in Europe. And I think if we will not change many policies, if we will not build up infrastructure which would help low-income people to travel really freely in Europe, so the things will deteriorate quickly. So people less and less will feel happy to live in Germany and in Europe, and who can, of course, those will move away, and who can't will be staying here and struggling all the time, and will be, you're in prison. You are just staying in your small town or in a village or even in a big town, and you cannot really leave it. You cannot really go far away from it. And this is not freedom. So conception of freedom is right, but there is no realization that everyone in a EU can fully enjoy this freedom, right? And I give you a few examples. So, for example, camping sites. I've been traveling in Argentina and Chile for many weeks, and all the time I stayed either in camping sites or in hostels. And I have to say you that camping sites in Argentina, they're like in so big numbers everywhere, and there are a lot of camping sites which are free. They call actually like municipal free camping site. You come to a small village, with one church, and nothing is there. It's just like basically in the middle of nowhere, in desert, in pampas. It's not definitely tourist attraction, but such small town has a municipal free camping site. It's a basic, it's only with a chemical toilet and garbage bins, but you can realize your right to free travel, to free move, and it's like for every Argentinian. So Argentinian actually, they in average they earn much less than Europeans, and the proportion of poor people there, it's much bigger than here, I have to say. But still, Argentinians travel like hell in their own country because they love their country, they love their landscapes, mountains, and so forth. And for this right to move and to travel, it's realized on the ground. This right is protected, and it's supported by local communities. So even I've been in Ushuaia, lovely city at the end of the world, fin del mundo, and you won't believe me, but I'm telling you true. They have in their national park, Tierra del Fuego, they have a few camping sites, and they are free. Can you imagine here in Germany that in Germany, in some national parks, there will be camping sites, for free? No. Here, everywhere, you have to pay money, and quite a big money, I have to say. And for last maybe 5-6 years, again I refer to pandemia somehow, it was a kind of turning point for me, and I guess for many people in Germany. Camping sites become more expensive and more expensive each year. So I remember it was before pandemia, it was like in Germany average price for camping site around 13, maybe 14 euro a night for one tent, one person. But today I was searching recently, Norway. So the minimum price you have to pay for a night in a high season is like around 20 euro now, and it's really a lot. Imagine you are just occupying 2 meters by 2 meters for your tent, and you have to pay, it's like 600 euro. It's like a flat, single room flat in Berlin, for a month's rent. 600 euro. It's a lot. And what you use there on the camping site, just shower, in the morning. And basically that's it, maybe a little bit of Wi-Fi, that's it. But all these features like shower and Wi-Fi, nowadays they also come like extra costs. And at the end of the day, you pay not 20 euro, but more. You even have to pay for your pet. And some camping sites, they demand like really a lot of money for your pet. That's really sucks. I'm a pet lover. I have a cat, so I was. Why I'm actually talking about it, because it's always in my mind to make a tour around Europe with my bicycle. So I'm not only hiker. I love hiking, but also I'm cyclist. I cycled here in Europe in many places. I've been 4 times in Iceland, my beloved Iceland. Hello to Icelanders. So I cycled in Iceland 3 times, and 1 time I purely hiked. And I cycled in Alps, in Italy, in many places, as I said. And to me, it's like a dream to make a bicycle tour around Europe. And I started to calculate how much it will cost me, to go for summer vacation, 3 months. And if you consider that the camping sites cost from 20 euro to, let's say, 30 euro, and closer you are to a Mediterranean Sea, closer you are to Italy and Spain, or south of France. So the camping sites will become more and more expensive. It may reach the price like 40 euro per night for a small tent. And I cannot afford it. It's too expensive for me. And many people, I think, as well, they just can't go because it's too expensive. And therefore they start to, like a night on the bridges, night at parking lots, night somewhere, in public places, even violate like a law which forbidden wild camping in Central Europe. So, and they sleep somewhere in forests. So whatever they do, I mean, it's like just imagine you cycle every day, yeah, you cover like maybe 100 kilometers a day, and the second half of the day you're always thinking about where you night tonight. Because you come to the cities and there are no free campings, and campings and hostels, they are very expensive. But you have to somehow save money. You are cycling on a budget, so you have to pay back your rent, your health insurance and so forth. And if you sum up everything, it become many thousands just for accommodation in camping sites. If you take this average price for camping, like maybe 25 euro a night, and you cycle a summer, let's say 100 days, 3 months, yeah, so you have to pay just 2,500 for accommodation only. That's a lot. And the other options, as I said earlier, they are very stressful. You have to think every day not about beauty of the nature, not about sightseeing and so forth, but you have to think first. What you have to think? Where you sleep tonight. Yeah, it's terrible. And we all have to think about how we can fix it, how we can build infrastructure which would be helping people with low income to travel, not only within their own countries, but also outside of their countries through all EU. And I think the first step, we have it in Germany, as I mentioned before. It's a German ticket. It's fine. It's good. But yeah, we need that other nations in EU invented their own national tickets, and not like for minimum duration like 2 months like in Germany, but like maybe 2 weeks. Imagine you have a vacation for 2 weeks and you want to move and travel to France. So you use your German ticket to travel through Germany, but then you need something like to travel in France, cheap. And maybe not a month, but like 2-3 weeks. So I think nations in EU and EU itself must think about how to minimize cost of traveling in EU. Be that buses actually also can invent such subscription-based national tickets for travelers who really like to travel long distances with the buses, and quite often, so they can benefit of huge discounts on that. And of course, as I mentioned before, we need infrastructure for either free camping sites, basic ones, but yeah, kind of free, totally free, or with the minimum price. I would love, like to spend a day in such a basic camping sites, and then another day, and then to take a shower, you just go to a paid camping site, and then with extra coins, like €1 or €2, you take a shower once per 2-3 days. It's fine. It's totally fine for hikers, cyclists. It would help enormously. But yeah, as I mentioned before, we need infrastructure, because there is no freedom that you can either on foot, on 2 wheels. You can travel Europe very cheap. Like go for cross country hiking, or like through hiking, like in both Americas actually, like in Argentina and Chile. You can go from south to north, or vice versa, for many thousands kilometers, and there are so many camping sites. They're really, really cheap, or they are totally free, and you can hike this road. There is a road, number 40, which is very famous. You can hike it all along this road, the whole Patagonia, and the whole almost whole South America. Similar is true for North America. There are a lot of trails through hikers, and they're like again multi-thousand kilometers trails, and they have infrastructure there built, and like majority of camping sites, they're free and they're basic. But of course, you have options. Always you have options to choose some paid ones as a camping sites or hostels. So I think this way we have to build our community in Europe, who love hiking, who love nature, who love cycling. This would enormously help. Just imagine, I give you just another example. There is a small city, like a town in Germany, maybe 10,000 inhabitants, and there is no basically tourist attraction in such a town, just a church and a local market. And if you look around in Germany, there are majority of such small cities and towns and villages. And just think about, if you create nearby such a town, on its borders, or not far from it, a free camping site, or a camping site with really minimum price, how many tourists, how many hikers, cyclists, motorbikers, they will stop by your city, small city, and they go to your city to get a provision, for shopping. So they will leave their money, and it's good for local communities, right? So you just need to attract those people with something usable, something like camping sites. Be that like one paid camping site with a shower, and another nearby free camping site. So the paid camping site will not have a high price, because there is nearby a free one. So it will be also, if we have many camping sites for free, then paid ones will be cheaper for sure, because it's one market. And at the end I tell you a few stories from my experience. Be a digital nomad and be a hiker and cyclist, and trying to enjoy the freedom either in Europe or elsewhere else. I think this is the most valuable entity as a freedom to move, freedom to travel as a whole. It stands on the top of hierarchy of all values. So if there is no freedom, then it's a prison. There is no other important things in your life, you know. Even your life is not important anymore, because what is a life without freedom? And my experience to travel. So once I was in Iceland cycling from a Gilstadio to the biggest in Iceland, I think in Europe too, volcanic caldera Askja. And I was using a small bicycle, folded bicycle, Tern, and a trailer. And I almost get to the Askja caldera. So it was only left maybe 5 or 7 kilometers. And I was going through a lava field which was covered with volcanic black sand, you know, and it was very, very difficult to cycle there because of sand. So, and this last 7 kilometers I was basically pushed my bike with a trailer. And there were, in the morning there were a small, very old van crossing by, you know, and people in the van asked me, do you want a ride? You know, I said, no, I will manage. There is a day ahead of me. I can manage to get to Askja where there is a camping site, so no problem. And they insisted. And when they got to know that I'm from Germany, and they were also Germans, you know, from Berlin, they took me in. We spent some time to pack me, you know. It was good that I have a foldable bicycle, so it was packed well in the small van, and they got me to the camping site, and it was Germans, you know. And then another case, I also was traveling in Askja nearby, and also went far away from the camping site, and I was out of water. Obviously, I took too little, and there were again Germans coming by with a jeep, and they just asked me, do I need anything? Do I need water? Do I need food? You know, I said, food I have, thank you. But if you have some a little bit water, I would appreciate. So they helped me. Again, Germans. Yeah, I forgot from which city they were. And recently, when I was hiking in my beloved national park here in Germany, Saxon Switzerland, you know, I hiked there 2 summers in a row, almost every day. And once I kind of made very long hike, and I was really dead tired. I came to Bad Schandau, and I missed my bus. So, and to get to the train station in Bad Schandau, you need like a walk maybe 10 kilometers or so. And I decided, okay, I don't want to wait for another bus. Let's try for hitchhiking. Because in Iceland, in my experience, hitchhiking is so easy. Everybody is just stopping by, and you stand not more than half an hour, and you have a ride, you know. And I thought, okay, there are so many cars here. It's like traffic jam almost, you know. And a lot of tourists, a lot of good cars, simple cars. Somebody will pick me up for sure. Ha! No way, it's not Iceland. Even so, I'm in Germany, and these are all Germans, I presume, right? But I was standing like a hour. Nobody picked me up, and I was so much disappointed. I was so much sad. And another case similar, again in this national park, Saxon Switzerland. Again, I hiked really far away, and then I had to walk on the road because the trail nearby was totally blocked by fallen trees, and I had to walk like 5-6 kilometers to Bad Schandau again. And I was walking on the left side of the road that coming cars, they are just in front of me, that I see them. And I was walking like more than an hour, and no one stopped. And I had to walk on the road because there was no pedestrian or whatsoever. And every time I had to going to my left when there is a coming car, not to kind of create an obstacle for the car. So it was not really pleasant to go such a way, but I had no choice. And no one stopped. Yeah, welcome to Germany. And I was thinking, why is it so? Why Germans outside of Germany, they're very kind, they're very helpful, they're very thoughtful, they're very technically, very good people, they know everything. But within Germany, you see, it's not working. Somehow people feel isolated. I think it's because Germany nowadays become not integrative. There is no integrity in society. Everyone is by himself or herself, and many people on the pace of survival. And this is why, people don't help each other. Of course, they start to help when there is a real need, you see on TV these nature disasters, flooding and so forth. Of course they help, but in a daily life, routines, as I said, hitchhiking in Germany, for me, somehow didn't work. Even so, I was in Alps, in South Tyrol. It's Italy. It's on the border with Austria and Germany nearby. And I was hiking there again for a long time in autumn, in October. And somehow again I missed my bus back to the camping site. It was nearby Tablache Lagoon, Tablache Lake, Tablache See in German. And I missed my bus, and it was already dark, so I had to hike in the darkness. This is why I missed my bus. And when I came, it was full darkness to the bus station, and the next bus was the last bus was only in 2 hours or so. And it was really cold already. There was the end of October, and I decided, okay, I will not wait for my last chance to get a bus. I will walk back to the camping site. It was maybe 12 kilometers, and I thought, okay, 2 hours, I will make it. And I started to walk on the road, and I thought, okay, I get my last chance to do something. Maybe hitchhiking here will work, but it was already full darkness, and I thought probably there is not any chance. And in 10 minutes, basically, almost the first car which went nearby, picked me up. And you won't believe it. I didn't believe it myself, but the car was a sportive car, kind of a Mercedes, in which you not sit like normally sit, but you are nearly laying down. It's so a very narrow, very small, and really expensive car. And the young guy was from Switzerland, and he was a photographer, as like myself. And he just delivered me, with a wind for 10 minutes to my camping site. And you can't believe it. He stopped in a full darkness and picked up a stranger on the road. And you compare this case with the case in a national park in a full daylight, and with a lot of people and with a lot of cars, and at the border of a touristic city, Bad Schandau. And there it didn't work, but there it worked. Yeah, I have no answer. I do have an answer, but integrity. we lost integrity as a whole society. We lost a bond between people. People become stressful, people become angry, people become kind of blind to other problems, to other people's problems, and so forth. And we have to normalize it. We have to turn it back as it was before. And we need to have this full realization of freedom of travel, freedom of move in the whole EU, because it's not good that there is a declaration of such freedom, but each year less and less people can enjoy it, because Germany become too expensive for normal people, and it become double expensive if you wish to travel here. So, and thank you for watching my my stories, and next time I will try to touch this topic more and more, because I think it's very paramount topic, not only for me, but the whole situation in Europe, you know, how we live here, how we behave here, what are the rules, so how we realize our basic rights, and so forth. And especially for those who really love to travel and who really love to explore the world, new countries, new cultures. And I will try to update you all the time with my personal encounters, experience, you know, on this topic, as well as what I know myself and from my friends and from online research, which I do as a researcher on this topic, which is very important for me. So stay tuned to my channel, Biologist on Trail. I'm always on the trail, even today. It's already sunset, and I still have to catch up with my 5 to 6 kilometers to hike. Yeah, and this next mile till next time, and stay subscribed to my channel. Stay positive minded always, whatever it takes, and ciao ciao.